Hello everyone, welcome to True Crime and Tarot. I am Natalie and today's case is about a Myra Lewis. Some of you may already heard about this case and some may haven't. I've got this from some online resources. Another thing I want to say is for some type of disclaimer is I do not tolerate anyone saying anything bad about anyone that's in this case, and so on and so forth. So I would accept if you can all be very positive on this channel and in the comments box below. Okay then, also I want to say I don't mean any disrespect to anyone in this case also. So I'm going to start off first with the case on the resources and the information that I have found. There's not very much that I could find on this case. There's very little I could find. And then I've also done my tarot side to this case as well, which is 4 questions that I have asked, which is number 1, what happened to Myra Lewis? 2, who was involved with her disappearance? 3, where is she now? And then 4, what is the outcome of her case going to be? So I'm going to jump right into this case, and then I start then on the tarot side. Okay then, so this is the case of Myra Lewis. She was born on November the 30th, 2011. Her hair is black, she has brown eyes also. Her height was 3'1" at the time of her disappearance. Also, she was weighing roughly around 27 pounds at the time. The FBI is offering a reward on the whereabouts of this child. So they're offering $20,000 for the information regarding to the whereabouts of Myra Lewis. So this is where she was last seen and the time is specific. So she was last seen wearing white or khaki pants. She had a turquoise sweater with a bear on the front, and it was also that she was wearing pink tennis shoes at the time. At the time of her disappearance, she was 2 years of age. She was missing from Mississippi since March the 1st, 2014, and she was last seen by a family member between 10:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. playing outside her home in Camden in Mississippi. If there is any information concerning this child or anything of sightings or any tips, then is to call the Jackson Field office, and this is the main office that is taking on the case. And this is also to contact the Jackson Field office as well. So Myra was last seen playing outside her home on Mount Pilgrim Road in Camden, Mississippi. And her mother left to go to the grocery store and told Myra and her sisters to go inside the house where their father was at the time. And each parent thought that Myra was with one of them. So like the mother assumed that Myra was with her father, and her father assumed that Myra was with her mother. Because this is what they were saying, you know. The mother told her and the other children to go in to the father while she go out, and then the father assumed then, because they wasn't there, that the little girl then was with the mum. So from there then, no one realised that she was missing until 3 p.m. After looking for her themselves for an hour. This was the parents that decided to call the police at this time, and there was a very extensive search at this time around the area, and they turned up of no sign whatsoever for Myra. And there was little information that is available in her case, and this is roughly the only bits and bobs that was, you know, presented to the police and in the case. And then the investigating agency, which is Madison County Sheriff's Office, is 601-859-2345. and the Mississippi Highway Patrol number is 855-642-5378. The Federal Bureau followed up on 20 credible tips since then, since her disappearance, and there was also some dogs that helped in the search to find Myra, but they wasn't tracking dogs, so this was just normally just random neighbours' dogs. So the search efforts using these dogs was very unsuccessful because they wasn't properly trained type of dogs. 4 years after that, then there wasn't any other new leads, but if mother had a run-in with the law, and they had arrested her, and she ended up going behind bars at this time. So Myra's mother is called Erica, so she was arrested for violating probation, and she was accused of being a felon with a firearm and failing to pay court costs and the supervision fees. And then Erica's husband, then Gregory, said that he wasn't even aware that Erica had a welfare fraud conviction on her record at the time. And this is where I come in then and decided that I want to do a tarot reading on this case to try and see some in depth to what had happened and what could be the cause and who could have been involved in this situation, because there is that much little information that was regarding in this case, and literally up until this time there's still no evidence or nothing that's gone into the case lately. So this is where I started then to try and tune into the energies of Myra and of the family, and to try and sense what had happened and try and put myself in their shoes. So this is where I started then to ask these questions. So the first question I asked was, what happened to Myra Lewis? And the first card that came out then was the reverse Chariot card. So there was travel or some type of car issues where there was a disaster and someone had lost control, and there was a lot of overreacting involved and a lot of overwhelmness. Reverse Ten of Swords. So there was a near-death experience where there was someone that was unable to survive, and there was some type of chronic health problems that was involved in this case as well. Three of Wands. There was a lot of traveling, and there was someone that was added to a family. So Myra was added to another family. Queen of Swords. So there was a female that may have been a single mother at the time or couldn't have children, so they may have had a lot of fertility issues. But this person is very, very private, very intelligent, and they was very reserved also. Justice card. So there is involvements with the law and someone is to take full responsibility, and then there is a case that is turning into someone else's favour also. Then we had the Seven of Cups, which is there was someone who had a lot of illusions, that had a lot of fantasies, that did have some type of addictions about them as well, and there was a hidden identity that was involved, and a lot of emotional needs, and a multiple of decisions and choices that was needed to be made at the time. Reverse King of Cups then. So there was a male that wasn't to be trusted, that had bribed Myra at this time, that had a lot of addictions and was very unkind and involved in rape, violence, and also may have been a con man, a thief, a perpetrator, something of the criminal nature. Reverse Two of Cups. So there was a couple that was not suitable for each other, that was very, very unhappy, a lot of disharmony involved, and there is a lot of domination and submission that was involved also. With the Strength card then, this is where it comes to Myra. So Myra had stood up to these people. I know she's very young, but it is that sense that she's tried to stand up for herself. Whatever she did, she tried, and she faced it head on, and she was very brave, very courageous little girl. Five of Swords. So there was a rape, a murder, trickery, and a bad crime that was very serious and aggressive. There was also hostility and abuse involved. So there may be all of that was involved, or there was a lot of trickery and murder that was involved, or it was all involved. That's what came up in that situation. Reverse sun, then there was a lot of immaturity, unhappiness, sadness, and also a saddened accident also. The world, there was someone that was being very proud of themselves and achieved what they wanted, and there was being around family members and friends at this time. Reverse Nine of Cups, there was a cover-up. Someone had addictions and there was feelings of being very, very devastated and feeling very low, having a low self-esteem as well, and something is being very much overlooked. Reverse Hangman, so there was people that was hiding things and putting the blame on someone else, and then there was others that someone who was obsessed with. This is the second question now that I had asked, which is who was involved in the disappearance of Myra Lewis? And we had the first card then, which was the reverse 10 of Wands. So there was someone that was taken advantage of, who works 24/7, that took on too much that they couldn't handle. Tower card, there was a sudden unexpected change, a scary change. There was people that was going against the person, and there was a loss and some type of rocky situation that was involved. Reverse Queen of Wands, so there is a female that is very temperamental, that is very controlling. She's pushy, she's demanding, she's unfriendly, very malicious, vindictive, spiteful, manipulative, jealous, and revengeful as well that was involved. The Magician card then, so there is a very strong masculine energy, so like a male, powerful male that's very strong, that likes taking control, and they took action and they had a lot of willpower and is very determined, and that did make a lot of things happen at this time. With the Fool card then, there's a risk, some type of risk taking that was involved, and a new beginning, and taking a leap of faith also. And there was a spirit of a moment thing that had took a chance. There was a lot of excitement involving a youth and traveling and going on a journey. So this is how that came about for the disappearance of Myra. With the King of Pentacles then, there is a mature male that is very wealthy, that has his own business, that is a provider. He's very friendly, very supportive, very loyal, that may be involved in trading, or is a merchant, or could be a crafter. Could also be working with animals, or have some type of animals around them, or works with their own properties, or buy and sell properties, or could be involved in like exercise or nutrition, something along them lines. Reverse Two of Pentacles then, there was a lot of overwhelming demands, and there was also some poor decisions that was made also. With the reverse Eight of Wands then, there was a third party involvement, there was a lot of arguments, there was a lot of chaos, there was an unfinished business that was going on, and there was a lot of panic and struggles as well. The third question I asked then is, where is Myra Lewis now? And we had the card of the Emperor. So there is a male that is looking at the scientific evidence and facts to this case. And he uses his head, he don't use his heart. He may be a judge or an authority figure, you know, trying to find someone who is accountable for Myra's disappearance. There is some victory and success that they are trying to achieve. With the reverse Two of Swords then, there is a lot of feelings of being guarded and being very afraid of everything, and hanging on to pain and hurt. Death, there is the ending and a family secret shock and a new beginning. Star, so there's calm after the storm and a sense of freedom and healing. So what I'm getting from this then is, there is a dark place where Myra is, and this is not far from where these perpetrators have taken her. There is it could be linked to near a cemetery, somewhere that's very dark, dingy. There's also, I'm sensing, somewhere where there is an authority figure that is not far, or some type of law, or some type of building where they do law, or courts or prisons or something like that. She's not too far from something where the law is. I then asked the question, the last question then, which is, what is the final outcome to be of the Myra Lewis case? And we had the reverse 7 of Pentacles, so there is to be a lot of cash flow issues. So there's not enough finances, there's not enough money to put towards the case for search efforts to go on, for like posters or anything like that, or for the law to go out to help, you know, to try and find where this young girl is. There is a lot of overwhelmness, and there is also some type of change of plans that's going to be happening as well. Then we had the reverse Empress. So there is a female that may be absent mother that is very manipulative, very needy, very overly protective as well, with a lot of insecurities. And there is a marital breakdown, and there was a scandal around this. So there's like some type of marriage that they had a breakdown with. 10 of Cups. So there is a happy family and a gathering and some teamwork to come in, and there is to be some type of truce and the end of hostilities as well to come. And then with the 8 of Pentacles, there is to be rewards and a close inspection that is going on. And with that, I'm sensing that the law enforcement, the authority figures, have a rough idea of who these perpetrators are, who these kidnappers are. And there is going to be some close inspection that's going to be zooming in on these people. There is also, with the 6 of Swords, then there is to be some type of slow progress, and there is, for some of them, there is to be running away and going overseas, or this is for the authorities that is overseas to try searching in these type of places to try and zone into finding what have happened. Reverse 4 of Pentacles, there's a lot of risks that's going to be happening, with a lot of insecurities as well. And there is a lot of delays and sharing some type of territory and some finances as well. So there is going to be some type of, with the cash flow issues, there is going to be some that is going to be chipping in, but there ain't going to be enough financial opportunities for it to pursue on moving where they want to move and check, because there's a lot of money that needs to be involved in this case. So yeah, that is the case of Myra Lewis. If anyone has any information regarding this case, then the number is in the beginning of this video. I really appreciate if you can get awareness out for the family of Myra Lewis. Just try and get it home, just try and get some evidence, just try and get this case going to try and find Myra. Okay then, love and light from myself to everyone out there, and to Myra and her family, and I see you all again soon. Bye.